A key indicator of how the economy and inflation are both doing out today, and it shows that Americans will continue paying more at the pump, at the grocery store, and to put a roof over their heads. The pace of consumer price increases eased again in January compared with a year earlier. The latest sign that the high inflation for nearly 2 years is slowing. Housing costs are also up nearly 8% from a year ago. Today, President Biden says America is, quote, on the right track.
When I came to office, the pandemic was raging and our economy was reeling. But together we acted. Less than 2 months after we took office, the American Rescue Plan led to the fastest economic recovery of any major economy in the world.
Fed Chairman Jerome Powell recently acknowledged disinflation has begun, but adds that there is still a long way to go to reach the central bank's desired 2% inflation target.
And inflation and unemployment are having a negative impact on home life nationwide. Many states reporting a spike in child abuse and neglect over the last few years.
Madison Scarpino has more on this from Memphis, Tennessee. And Madison, experts are saying that stress from the pandemic is playing a factor here, correct?
Hey, that's exactly right, Anthony and Natalie. Things like loss of a loved one, unemployment, and other issues that stem from the pandemic are still things that people are experiencing today and unfortunately can potentially lead to child abuse or neglect. And a lot of these cases go unreported.
When it comes to the prevalence of early childhood and early neglect, we've certainly seen an increase in referrals, as have other agencies in the area.
Family Forward is a Missouri nonprofit that works with kids who have gone through a wide variety of trauma.
What neglect looks like is a pretty broad definition. So neglect can look like missing school frequently, unsupervised care. But what that also ends up looking like is lack of access to affordable child care. And a lot of these are really still ramifications of the pandemic.
Sadly, abuse and neglect cases and even deaths are rising and affecting families coast to coast.
We don't have what we would think about as a child well-being system established in our country where if a family says, hey, I'm struggling with housing, I'm struggling to put food on the table, where they can go and receive these services early, often as they need to be able to get back up and running.
To help these children, Family Forward offers a therapeutic preschool, trauma assessment, parent education, and more.
We don't focus on the granular, like we need to fix these behaviors, but we really focus on why are they not able to succeed and how do we help build them up and provide interventions that can make them successful in those settings.
Both Family Forward and Prevent Child Abuse America say a solution to this issue isn't simple.
I think understanding how are we going to allocate resources to mitigate some of these things. This isn't an individual child problem. There are larger systemic players that contribute to that.
Family Forward is launching a new research and training institution, and Prevent Child Abuse America is continuing with home visiting programs, policy work, among a lot of other things, all with the goal of prevention. In Memphis, Tennessee, Madison Scarpino, Fox 32 Chicago.
Thank you, Madison.